this guy tell you where I was?
He did. He knew where you were.
That's Corey, and that guy's Adam.
Yeah?
Right. And that's Sarah. You knew that.
Well, of course I see them
And
all.
that's Jessica over there.
Jessica,
And Ari.
hi.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is a big party for you today, huh?
Hard to believe.
What?
50 years.
50 years, right. We made a mistake. No, I don't think so. But Marty, it's so nice to see you, huh? I came all the way from Seven.
Wow, I was going to ask you where you were from. Did you know, Sarah, where he was from?
Huh? She had to know that. Of course she did. Huh?
Tell me about this big bird fellow.
Well, what are you going to tell us?
Something, you know. What about you guys? Tell me something.
Bird, and Ernie, and all those guys. Yeah. I'll tell you. This is just one section.
This is the first time you met Big
I always knew you, Dad.
personally?
How about a hug? Huh? A hug? She's got a hug for you, Bird. Come on. Come on.
Here's Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
Yes. I bet you knew him before I knew him.
I'll tell you, Marty, you got a lot of wonderful friends.
I know it. Look at them all.
What do you think?
Come right in, come right in.
Now, is this Uncle Marty? Is this Grandpa Marty? I don't know. There's so many.
It's hard to believe I'd be a grandpa. Oh, one more guy. That's Matt.
Wow.
Hey, Marge. Oh, great. I bet he is. He's getting pink pink. Oh, got a smile from Matt. Hey, there we go.
My goodness gracious. Hi, Ernie. Fine, thank you.
think that one goes up there.
Is that where it is?
Oh, just fine, thank you. You guys are phone way fine. Where's Marty?
Yeah.
He keeps hiding on me.
Core.
Where did Marty go?
Nathan.
Here I am, Big Bird.
Marty!
Here I am.
You gotta
Corey,
take these
Corey.
lovely balloons
Corey.
off.
Corey.
And you know what we gotta do?
I suppose these kids would like one. George.
Well, yeah, that one type kind of easy.
Okay, let's see.
Well, we gotta do a happy birthday for Marty here. Are we ready? Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I got
Happy birthday to you.
Make this back up.
Happy birthday, dear Marty. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Oh, should I say whack, whack? Oh,
Wait.
Wait, do it good?
sure.
Wait.
All right, Marty. Boy, I'll tell you. Yeah, you did.
I'm sort of an adopted grandfather, right?
Okay, well. Well, Marty. I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
And maybe we'll see you again. Maybe we'll bring the rest of the crowd.
Oh, when the rest of the crowd gets here?
Bert, Ernie, maybe one of these days, huh? When you reach 50.
Yeah, that'll be a few years.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait, Marty. Okay? All right. You have a happy.
How do I do?
No, you're doing just fine. Yes, oh yeah. Excellent. Marty, have a good one.
You bet I will.
Okay. Oh, my God.
That's right. I'll see you 60 years from today. Hey, kids.
That was good.
Hey, kids. What do you suppose I should do with these balloons? You got any idea?
You know what to tell them? Say, give them up and share. We'll see you people later.
Bye. Which one would you like?
How about that,
Oh,
Jeff?
here. This one?
Isn't that nice of Big Bird to come visit?
But he's just gonna cost. Stand there and hold.
That's when you catch it.
Her hair. So straight.
Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Marty.
Welcome, everyone. Hello, welcome. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, I've got it. Okay, paying attention.
This is a toast to my father, Martin P. Sivan, who's taught me many things throughout the years, and there's three that I'd like to share with you today. The first one is that no one ever minds a father's unsolicited advice as long as it begins with, advice is cheap, or you didn't ask me anyhow. The second is something he taught me when I was flunking geometry in high school, and that was, it's your bed, you make it, you lie in it. And I want you to know, Dad, I've made myself a very comfortable bed.
Yes, you have.
The third one is that your spouse is your best friend, your family family your number one priority, and your children your biggest joy. Thanks, Dad.
Okay? In celebration of the 60th birthday of Mr. Martin. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I'll do it the way when I hit 50, the only way I could get through it was to say 49 plus 1. So if you want me to say 50 plus 10. And as you all know, I'm a bookkeeper, and usually it adds up to 60. Not always. It probably is quite well known that the guest of honor today, Mr. Martin P. Sivan, has been a very important part of my life. Possibly better known, at least to me, as Uncle Marty. Oh, this is Larry's, excuse me. No wonder I have two. You're supposed to read that. Let's start over again. Another big one, February 6, 1991. In April 1953, I worked at State Mutual Life Assurance with a girl from Spencer. She told me all about this nice young soldier who was fighting in Korea. He was due to be discharged any day. Being the shy girl that I was, I came to Spencer 4 or 5 times to visit my friend Janet. I met his parents and even stole a peek at him when he was ducking into the Massasoit bar. All this is true. He looked handsome, skinny, but not bad at all. Finally, in October, I met my skinny knight in shining armor. Not bad, but he doesn't ever talk. We dated, and every Friday evening we had lobster at the famous Messier's Diner. He sure knew the way to win me over. Finally, on December 25th, 1954, he surprised me with a diamond ring, and before he ran away, we were married on June 5th, 1955. We had Melanie in November of 56, a cute big fatty. In September 1961 came a cute bigger Todd, and in May 1964 a cute Keith, but much smaller. He only weighed 9.5 pounds. Over the years, through thick and thin, we were a very happy family, always vacationing together, and although Marty was the famous traveling salesman, I knew I never had to worry about the farmer's daughter. He was also a wonderful father, changing diapers, bathing the children, reading to them. Of course, our dinner table was like the Kennedy family table, discussing history, news, and of course, politics. Then as the children grew older, we went to the baseball route, the dance lesson route, and what other father cried when Keith finished high school and there would be no more parents' nights. As time went on, we have been the travelers, Ripon, Wisconsin, back and forth to Syracuse, New York, and all of a sudden, weddings and 3 and a fraction, smarter than anyone else's grandchildren. Although Marty has grown a little chubbier, a little grayer, a little more talkative, he's still my knight in shining armor.
I'm 60. She has to.
And I wrote it all myself. It took me weeks. Whoops. Yes?
I'll go, I guess. Cousin Larry will go, or I'll go? Cousin Larry. Cousin Larry. In celebration of the 60th birthday of Mr. Martin P. Sivan, it probably is quite well known that the guest of honor today, Mr. Martin P. Sivan, has been a very important part of my life. Possibly better known, at least to me, as Uncle Marty. Marty gave freely of his time in the early years to help care for me. Marty took me to many places and spent countless hours talking to me. Largely because of the time we spent talking, I became perhaps the East Coast's second foremost expert on the history of the Korean conflict. What I most appreciated, however, was Marty's remarkable understanding. Marty was tolerant beyond every conceivable expectation of the fact that for a period of time I had shared a bed with his lovely bride, Dorothy. Of course, Dorothy wasn't a bride at the time. I've always believed that if I knew then what I know now, Marty would not have been quite so understanding or tolerant. Of course, course, as is the case in life, not everything turns out to be a plus, despite best intentions. It is broadly known Marty took me on numerous trips in his Pepsi truck. Unfortunately, since that time, I've never been able to drink Coke. This has proven to be a substantial detriment in franchises where only Coke is served. It is indeed a substantial hardship to eat burgers with nothing to wash them down. And of course, it would not be kosher to wash down a burger with milk. On the positive side, however, because I love Pepsi so much, I've also developed quite an affinity for Ray Charles. Unlike Uncle Marty has given strong support to me in my life. I believe he knows how important this was and how much it is appreciated. On this significant and auspicious occasion, the entire Bernstein family sends its love and best wishes to Mr. Martin P. Sivan, Uncle Marty. Love, Larry, Ellie, Michael, Harry, Frisky the cat, Betsy the dog. Your turn? Okay, before you start, gotta listen up because we're a little bit soft when we do it. Okay? I do the second part, okay? I do the over part, okay? And he always finds time that he's willing to spend being your grandpa.
Being your friend.
That was great.
Hey, everyone, he read it correctly, too.
Bye-bye, Marty.
Bye, thank you.
They've done their share.
This is from Buddy and Esther Carr. To Marty Sivan, the birthday boy. Reference your recently received invitation. We are extremely pleased to toast you on the occasion of your 60th birthday. It gives us great pleasure to know that you have survived 60 years of living on this earth, over half these years as part of the infamous Siegel family. If you can survive another 30 years with us, you've got it made. So from sunny Florida, we wish you a most happy birthday and many happy, healthy years to follow. How does one roast Marty? We can't say anything bad about you, even in a family way. We do know, however, that you are the only GI from Korea to get discharged a virgin. That is until Dorothy got a hold of you. You ended up with 3 kids and 3.5 grandchildren. This Persian Gulf thing must have stirred up memories of your wartime service in your many stories. We understand Ted Koppel has made you an offer. Don't take it. Pulled out for Mike Wallace. If they send you to the Gulf, let your salesman's sense of direction take over, so you don't go south on 93 when you should have gone north, like you and Dorothy did on your vacation. Of course, it will be easier now because you'll be able to see where you're going, since you don't have to look over a pile of cigarette butts in your ashtray. Since we all want to win the war as quickly as possible, we now give you some sage advice. Forget about the liberal pacifists like Kennedy, Mrs. Barney Frank, or ex-tank driver Dukakis, and listen to outstanding patriotic Americans, Nixon, Reagan, Bush, and Pogo.
I'm gonna meet this guy.
Yeah, you get along well with them.
Now, Marty, before we get into the serious stuff, I personally want to tell you that you're cute tushy from the first time I saw it long ago at Nantasket. It was like a good wine, only improved with age. You want to meet this guy? Seriously, Marty, you're a real man and a wonderful husband, father, and grandfather, a hard-working with much perseverance, honest gentleman, good provider, and a diaper changer deluxe champ. Happy birthday, love always, Esther and Buddy.
In case anybody wants to know, that's my Republican brother.
Folks, I didn't prepare a roast for Marty. I didn't think I could compete with some of the others in the family. But Marty warned me about that early. About 5.5 years ago, I guess, I found him on the telephone in Plattsburgh, New York, at the Days Inn. And I asked him if I could marry his daughter and if I could join the family. And he's been a great person to be around, but I gotta tell you, he warned me about the seagulls and the carps and the burax and told me I had to take them all or none. Should have thought about it, Mark. But you were right, and you've welcomed me, and it's been a lot of fun, and you've been a lot of inspiration. I'm glad I'm here. Thanks, Mark. You wouldn't have had it, Mark.
Misery loves company.
And the damn bundles.
Why should I have had to suffer all these years alone? And here was a guy that was walking in with his eyes wide open. And I said, okay. I said, can you go ahead.
You know, and you've had assistance with the bundles ever since. So. There you go.
For the last week or so, I've been racking my brain about what I was going to say about my dad, which would be a fitting tribute to him on his 60th birthday. Would it be some funny story, like the time he tucked a restaurant tablecloth into his pants instead of a napkin, and proceeded to stand up and pull all the dishes onto the floor? Would it be a story about Marty's generosity, like the fact that for approximately the last 18 years, he has gone up at 4 a.m. each Labor Day to make omelets with the fathers of Little Leaguers, even though neither Todd or I have been in Little League since 1978. Would it be a story about how Marty has changed through the years? For instance, years ago, his only hobbies were smoking, drinking coffee, and eating, whereas now his hobbies include walking, cross-country skiing, and eating. No, none of these were really what I wanted to talk about, and as of this morning, I still didn't know how I would pay tribute. Then this morning, it came to me crystal clear what makes Marty special, and it has to do with the word family. In Webster's Encyclopedia of Dictionaries, family is defined as parents and their children, children of the same parents, descendants of one common ancestor. To me, it is much more than that. To me, it is the fact that the 5 siblings are probably closer than any family I know. To me, it is the ease that Dawn, Stephen, and Jennifer have become siblings. To me, it is the way that Corey, Erica, and Max have bonded with their grandfathers. To me, it is Sarah and Adam Barber coming down to see Marty each day when they lived here. To me, family is my friend Bill bringing his wife and baby daughter to our house every Christmas day. To me, it is a birthday party like this. I guess it seems obvious that Noah Webster didn't have a father like I do, because my definition would be nothing like his.
Before we go any further, if anyone would like to know the tablecloth story, if they haven't heard it before, traveling as many years, you don't want to hear it.
I never heard it. Bring it on.
Traveling as many years, you have to have one or two stories. About 10 years ago, I was in Glens Falls, New York. It was a cold winter night. Right across the street from the hotel I was staying in was a Red Coach Grill. You remember the Red Coach Grills?
How are you?
Figured out. Oh, great. We were there for dinner. I went over, and as I was seated at a round table, and instead of a tablecloth, there was a red cloth runner right down the center of the table. Beautiful roaring fireplace, and I say it was an extremely cold night. I had a drink, and as I was having the drink, my red napkin kept falling off my lap. They also had a salad bar. I said, well, what I'll do is after I go to the salad bar, I'll just take the napkin and tuck it in. And came back to the salad bar, tucked the napkin in, at least I thought I tucked the napkin in, and had dinner, had coffee. The waitress brought the check. I handed her my American Express, signed the check, and I got up to leave. When I got up to leave, I cleaned the whole damn table. And, I looked down and I didn't have the faintest idea what was going on. It was this pewter coffee pot that they had. Coffee spilling every place. And I looked down on the floor and I saw the red napkin on the floor first. And then I looked down, and of course, as you can see, I don't know what you call one of these. I looked over my belly, and I had tucked the runner in my pants instead of the napkins. When I got up and stepped back, I just cleaned the table. So that's what Keith was referring to.
Our matriarch, Grandma Siegel. On account of the license. How Dorothy met Marty. Dorothy was working at the Metropolitan Insurance Company. State Mutual. I only read what it says. With a girl named Jeanette, whose mother was working for Mrs. Sivan, Marty's mother, in a children's and women's store on Mechanic Street in Spencer. She used to tell her about Marty. Dorothy became interested, and several times she went to the store to take a peek at him, but he was in Worcester working for a Pepsi-Cola bottling company at the time of the tornado and was delayed getting home. Then she came to Spencer another time, and he was at the bar at the Massasoit Hotel. But she fooled him this time. She came on the bus with her niece Debbie, who was 16 months old, with the carriage and bundles, and stayed at his parents' store long enough for Marty to come to pick up his mother at closing time. She asked him to drive Dorothy home. Mrs. Sivan liked the way Dorothy took care of her niece and had a premonition that she would make a good wife and mother. She was right. And after keeping company for about a year and a half, they got married, had 3 beautiful children, Melanie, Todd, and Keith. Raised them to become fine adults. Marty is famous for his storytelling, especially about the Korean War he was in. You can listen to him for hours. He also likes to read up on history and any book he can get a hold of. Marty is a son-in-law any mother-in-law can be proud of. I sure am. That's her now.
Not you.
He is a loving